Hello everyone and welcome to Japan Anime, a new channel that will introduce you to the newest Japanese animation and latest news on anime in Japan. On this episode we will talk about the new anime that will come out in Japan next month, July 2023, so let's get started. First animation will be Mushoku Tensei Season 2. Mushoku Tensei is a pioneer light novel that was aired actually in 2021. The overwhelming quality of the animation is amazing, the music is great, and the story unfolds in line with the main character's life. As a story of a 34-year-old NEET who thinks he died in a traffic accident, is reincarnated as a baby in a different world of swords and magic, and remembers his previous life. Make sure to watch the first season before July. Next up is Jujutsu Kaisen, Kaigyoku Kaisetsu, Season 2. It's just a different world fantasy that starts with regrets and living this life seriously. This is the strangest in the second season of the Magic Line. The story is about Gojo Satoru and Geto Suguru, who are the best shaman and worst curse master. And by curse master, I don't actually mean that he's a professional person at cursing. The story talks about their college days, and this is the continuation of season 1. Next up is Uchi no Kaisha no Chisai Senpai no Hanashi. This is the story of a small senior at our company. She's good at praising her younger colleagues and establishes a closer relationship with them and gets their attention. Is it possible to change hierarchical relationships? This is of course a very Japanese thing where younger people tend to respect and keep a distance to the older colleagues. So let's see what happens in this animation. The next anime is Kanojo Okarishimasu. The meaning in English is I'll rent her. It's being serialized in Weekly Shonen magazine. It's the third season and it's about a man who lends a girlfriend and tells people that she's actually his girlfriend. A work with a lot of attractive heroine. Not the heroine that, the drug. Oh, you know what I mean. Anyway, next up is Rurouni Kenshin, which started serialization in Weekly Shonen Jump in 1994, was made into an anime once in 1996, and was also made into a live-action movie. It is rebuilt from the first episode and revived as a new TV animation. This story is about the legendary swordman Rurouni Kenshin. It's a story about searching in a way forward in a new era. I think people who watch the old work will be looking forward to seeing the special moves in the latest footage. Next anime is Watashi no Shiawase no Kekkon, which means My Happy Marriage. This work was serialized in a novel and was made into a live-action film in 2023, so the genre is a Japanese-style fantasy love story. The story is about a young girl that loses her mother early and lived oppressed by the stepmother and sister-in-law. One day, she is ordered to marry a cold-hearted young ex-soldier, and that's how the anime begins. The next animation is Level 1 Dakedo Saikyou desu, meaning I am level 1 but I am the best, which is also based on a novel. It is a story of a salaryman who works for a business that exploits his employees and realizes that he lives in a completely different world where monsters and other creatures fall from the sky. The main character, which is a weak person itself, gains U-Skill Drop OS and become invincible. This is a very exciting anime, make sure to watch it. Next up is Horimiya Peace. This anime is also based on a novel. The story is about a male student who falls in love with a classmate but realizes they're not made for each other, so he decides to keep a girl at a distance and becomes a little bit cold towards her. But she misunderstands his reasons for being distant and their love is unrequited. Basically, they both love each other but don't realize it, how stupid is that? But anyway, next up is Jidou Hanbaiki ni umare kawatta ore wa meiyeki o samayou. The literal translation would be Reborn as a vending machine, I wander the labyrinth. This work is also based on a novel, and just like the title says, it's about a man who is reincarnated into a vending machine. The story is about a vending machine maniac who was involved in an accident. He loses his life to protect the vending machine, and when he realizes, he became a vending machine himself and was reincarnated in a new world, another world basically. He cannot move, so he uses all his knowledge in order to see what he can do. Then one day he meets a girl, and that's how the story begins. The next anime is called Okashina Tensei, which is a play on word in Japanese that could mean a strange reincarnation or a sweet reincarnation. Sweet meaning the actual sweets, candy that you basically eat. And by the way, unlike the previous anime, this is not about a man reincarnating into a sweet, but it's a sweet and funny classic fantasy about a genius pastry chef who wants to reincarnate in an aristocrat from another world and make sweets. The next anime is called Sukinako ga megane o wasureta, meaning the girl that I like forgot her glasses. A shy boy's favorite girl forgets her glasses. This is a romantic comedy serialized in monthly Gangan Joker. This boy is in love with a girl that sits next to him in class. One day, the girl forgets her glasses and he tries to help her, but since she didn't have their glasses, the sense of distance naturally becomes closer and his heart throbs. A pure romantic comedy that will be released on June 4th with a heart-thumping relationship between two pure students. Seisha Musou is the next animation, which translated into Japanese is something like the Holy One. The main character, a salary man, right on the verge of success, gets shot by a bullet and for some reason he is reincarnated in a new world by will of God into a 15-year-old and decided to work hard in order to live in this new world. This animation will also be aired next month in July. Next up is Nanatsu no Maken ga Shihai Suru, which translating is 7 Magic Sword Rule. Rule as in take control, not as in regulation. 7 Magic Sword Rule is based on a light novel and it's better known in Japanese as Nagatsuma, which is just an abbreviation of the long title. The story says that by the time they graduate, 20% of the students will either go mad or die due to their quest for a true path. It's a school fantasy about a magic sword that begins when the main character enters the so-called Kimberly School of Magic. The next anime is Bleach, Sennen Kessenhen. Translating, it's Bleach, the 1000-Year Blood Battles. This is the continuation of the first part, the first season, and the second part will come out this summer. Next up we have Bungo Stray Dogs Season 5, and this is the only animation that I don't need to translate the title. It's a very interesting anime, go and check it out. Season 4 came out last year, and finally Season 5 will come out this summer. The characters in this anime are particular and it will be worth your time, so make sure to watch the first 4 seasons before next month. The next anime on the list is Masamune's Revenge Part 2. This is the second season of a revenge romantic comedy about a fat man that has been bullied and called Pig Legs, that transforms himself into a good-looking guy and takes revenge on the girls that rejected him in the past. This was originally scheduled for spring but was postponed to this summer due to... actually, I don't know the reason, sorry. The next anime is Shiroseijo to Kurokuboshi. Oh, I didn't read it right for sure. Shiroseijo to Kurobokushi, meaning the white saint and the black pastor. A very serious pastor who is good at cooking is involved in a flirtatious romantic comedy with a white little saint. Make sure to check it out as things get spicy. Next up, it's Liar Liar, and abbreviated it's Raya-ra. I really don't understand why everything needs to be abbreviated, but anyways, the story is about students who rank each other in the game, and the main character that says to be a 7-star player, but everything turns out to be a lie. So please make sure to check out this anime as well. The next animation is Atelier Ryza. I don't know if I read it right. Atelier Ryza, maybe? Anyway, the story begins in a boring life in a remote village. But when the main character, along with her childhood friends, sail away from the island and go on to the other side, they meet a man who uses mysterious power. Now let's move on to the next anime. Mononogatari Chapter 2 is basically in English Storytelling Chapter 2. It's originally an anime that has been serialized in Ultra Jump, a Japanese magazine, as the genre of the anime. It's a love comedy with lots of battles. The story is about the main character that bears a grudge on Tsukumogami, some sort of god, I guess, you know, that killed his family. And also another character is a girl that actually shares the same roof with this Tsukumogami. The next animation is called Maogakuin no Futeki Gosha 2, and the English title is The Misfit of Demon Academy 2. It was supposed to be broadcasted during the winter, but the broadcast was postponed this summer. Again, I don't know the reason, so please do not ask me. Next up, it's Shigami Bocchan no Kuro Maid, which translated would be something like the God of Death and the Black Maid. A noble boy has been cursed and everyone he touches loses their lives, so he cannot touch the maid that he fell in love with. The boy and the maid have mutual feelings for each other, but Mr. Scissorhands can't even hold her. It's sort of a painful love comedy. And the last animation for today is Ore wa jitsu wa saikyou datta. Translating, it means I am actually the best. Bear in mind that the English title translation may not be the same when it comes out, so just don't blame it on me, you know, if the translation in English is not the original one actually, you know, in your language. So make sure to remember that, because that's just my personal translation, so you can get an idea of what the anime will be about. Anyways, the story is about a hikikomori, a person who never leaves his or her house, that is reincarnated into a body of a child, but has gained incredible abilities. He has been abandoned and will need to use his ability to survive. So guys, that was the last animation for the day. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel. I will upload more videos in the next upcoming days. So just give me ideas also on what you would like to see right down there on the comment section, and I will see you next time.